Hey, beautiful people. I have a really heartfelt share, a personal shift. So I've got a question for you. What do you think about when you're alone? What do you think about when you're alone? This last week has stirred and awakened a seed that was planted possibly way beyond this time. In fact, with my hand on my heart, I feel that and know that to be true. You know, recently I've been that's interesting. That's interesting. All information is information. Recently I've been feeling an itch, one deep within me. That was information for me. I've been feeling this itch. It's like it's wanting to be expressed, it's wanting to be shared, it's wanting to be spoken. You know, all information's all information. That was like wanting to burst through, clear the throat chakra. So I've been feeling this itch, you know, one from deep within me, questioning this is questioning spirituality, my own path, and what I see showing up in the world. Now you might think, what the heck? Not in a bad way, not in a bad way, in a profound way, in an enriched way, like a voice awakening from some deep sleep. And I, you know, throughout my journey, I've had like a sense of that, like, you know, a sense of touching a deeper truth, a sense of awakening to a deeper truth. So we're never kind of stagnate, we never stand still. You know, I kind of can see that. I look at my life now to what it was a year ago, and even myself, I look at myself and think, oh my God, you know, even look different. You know, it's that shift within a shift. It's like that sense of coming into or feeling into a deeper truth within a truth, like a voice awakening from a deep sleep and slumber. You know, I've always felt a voice, yet this was somehow different. It was like whispering from a deep well, a well from within, quietly calling to me. You know, and then a random, is it ever, series of events led me back to a teacher that I've known of for many years, 5, 6, possibly 7 years or so, and I drift into their teachings and drift away like a boat on a tide, yet always drifting back. And this last week I listened to them deliver a teaching that had randomly popped up as a reel on YouTube. And my reaction was so profound. It was like this glass wall or ceiling had shattered within me. It was like a penny dropped, touching that deeper truth, alongside what felt to be a fire rise up in me. It was so alchemical, a trip and a journey. It was like this huge fucking light went on. It was profound. And the thing is, over the years, when I say I've drifted in and drifted away, for no other reason that I feel, you know, it's that saying, isn't it, when the student is ready, the teacher appears. So no other reason than I think when I look back, I wasn't ready to receive those teachings. I still required some growing to do. There was still some growing required within me to be able to be receptive to receive those teachings. And that, you know, was huge, and I could recognize it because it just absolutely took hold. It was like boom. Whereas I've drifted in and out, but there was something. It's kind of arriving at that shoreline, being ready to receive that teaching. I had to do some growing. And then later that day, in between clients, I sat there gazing at my bookshelf, noticing that an oracle card that I left on my altar that had been pulled at winter solstice. At winter solstice, we have a house full and we gather together, friends and family, and we gather together and we do some storytelling, a bit of feasting, we do a beautiful little ceremony, and then we pull these oracle cards that then are a guide for the coming year. And I noticed this one had fallen over, and as I turned it and put it back upright, I smiled. Let me show you. It's the alchemy card. It's the alchemy card. Now, I've always said, always said, the innate has a profound sense of humour. You know, you look at that card, there's so much happening in there. So much happening. So much movement. So much happening. I love to know what you see within that card as well. Really, really beautiful. Profound. It held the message. Absolutely. Now it makes complete sense. I remember when I first pulled it, I was like, oh, that's going to be an interesting year coming up. And the other thing is, I really do believe now we're at the beginning of a new cycle of time. A new era. Not just a new year, a new era, a new age. It's this feeling of a year closing out, and for me I always feel the stirrings of a beginning of a year around spring equinox. And also I have a birthday in April, so the beginnings of spring, so it's that feeling of birthing at that time of year, and I have a birthday around that time of year, so I really do feel that energy, you know, taking hold in me. It's like this sense of rebirthing, phoenix rising from the ashes. It's just really, really profound. So yeah, the innate has a really, really beautiful sense of humour, and here is why. You know, it's very rare for me to have those physical teachers. Yet over the years, when they've appeared, it's like they fall out the sky, which is exactly what happened this week. And they come tumbling into my experience, becoming a profound catalyst. You know, so let me introduce this teacher. And it feels they are spirit sent. It's a really good time now to introduce the teacher, profound, amazing, incredible person, Sarah Accardi. She's the creator of her page and YouTube channel is called The Alchemist. Alchemy. She alchemizes people, without a doubt. So she's the creator of The Alchemist YouTube channel and Instagram page. I will drop links within the description to this video as well. And as I've said, the innate has a wonderful sense of humour, really profound. Now later that day, later into the evening, without a second thought, I gathered over 200 books off the shelf, knowing so deeply that I had grown through them, not outgrown them. I'd grown through them. Okay, you know, outgrowing something is, I'd grown through them. They had been doorways, they had been keys, they had unlocked so much, and I'd grown through them. And now they are slowly becoming gifted and rehomed. And then later that night I realised it was also a full moon. Now here's the thing. This is something I penned in 2019, towards the end of 2019, which feels profound in its own right. I have deeply felt that for years that we are made of golden light. We have a deep, rich heritage of deep, mystical knowledge, wisdom and direct experience coursing through our veins. We descend from the mystery schools. This week, this coming Wednesday, I will be dropping the whole of that channel message within the podcast video. You know, we descend from the mystery schools. Now, for me, that is beyond a feeling. And in the video that I watched that popped up, it was alongside the host of Before School, who is just ace. And they had this interview together and they were having this conversation. It's absolutely really enriched. It's mind-blowing. It just lit me up. Sarah explains the word gnosis. Think about that for a moment. Gnosis. Where have we heard that before? Hypnosis, gnosis. And gnosis is a multifaceted and ancient word. It's also known for being a secret key within this reality. Personal knowledge, gnosis, through personal initiation and direct experience. The more you grow, the more you realize it's less about rising and more about deepening, growing through experience. And Sarah tied it all together like some beautiful woven tapestry. And the activations she induces in her audience are just something else. They are another realm. For those that also carry like sensitivity, knowing, she ignites such profound remembrance and realization. If you know, you know. It's like a liberation from an illusion. You know, talk about a Gnostic awakening is like seen as a process of shedding the illusions and the limitations, allowing the soul to realize its true potential and connection to the divine firsthand. You know, my heart is full of such gratitude for this journey. And on Saturday I was so privileged to deliver the Mechanics of Mediumship within the beautiful space at Divine Light Wellbeing, and I could feel this enriched awareness punching through within the insights and the teachings. The afternoon was pure magic and spent in a circle with such heart-centered, brave, courageous folk. What a week. What a week. So I can wholeheartedly, with immense gratitude, point towards Sarah's teachings on Instagram, The Alchemist, and I will place a link to her video alongside the Before School host, who was just absolutely ace. And it's a deep dive into free will, the age of Aquarius, lost wisdom, even dark agendas, AI, ego worship, just absolutely just profound. And the activations in that are just something else. As always, it's like you'll go into that one person, you'll come out of that video is something else, someone else. Really, are you someone else? I think what's come online is a deeper remembrance. It stirs you into remembrance. As always, sending you all so much. Keep shining. Okay, now than ever more, just keep shining. Just keep shining.